Welcome back to Hot Chips. No Man's Sky has been out for about a week now.
Has it been? Is it a week?
Yeah.
About just over
10
right?
days, let's call it.
Yeah.
We've both had the chance to play it.
We have.
How have you been feeling about it?
It's an interesting one.
I feel like it's a can of worms here.
Well, yeah, I think the easiest place for me to start is like from the very beginning, which is like the turning the game on and like the opening planet that you're on. So
Right.
I assume everyone has a different opening planet, right?
So just to catch you up, No Man's Sky is a game where you belong to a universe where it's automatically generated.
Yeah,
all
all
these different
procedural.
planets.
The planets are procedural. Animals are procedural. Different spacecrafts are procedural as well. Everything's procedural.
So you start the game and you end up on this beginning planet, right?
Yeah.
And that, I guess, is random.
I assume it's complete, and we'll find out when we
Okay.
talk, I guess. And from that point, it's up to you to get to the center of the universe. The whole goal of the game is get to the center of the universe, and to do that, you need to make sure that you collect resources to make things to help you get there. Right?
I have a question, just straight off the bat.
Sure.
How do you know that's the goal of the game?
You don't. I don't think it. Well, no. Some of the stuff that you, I think you've got that option of talking to Atlas at the start. You can either heed his words or ignore him.
Who's Atlas?
It's that like that little floating. You may not have even opened the box that had him in it.
Okay.
And that could have been the difference between knowing that. But even when you get to a point when you can just like travel through the star systems, there's like a pathway, and that pathway is to the center of the universe. Right. Anyway, so I want to talk about starting planets.
Okay.
My starting planet, and I don't know if yours was the same. Toxic.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
It
was red.
But was your health decreasing and your shield decreasing?
No.
Okay, so my starting planet, shield was decreasing straight away. And then once your shield starts decreasing, your health decreases as well. So I was on the back foot from the very beginning, where I had to figure out, find resources just to keep my shield up, and then find resources to get my health up, so I could then find resources to help fix my ship.
Did you die, like, straight off the bat?
No. I managed to find stuff to make sure I didn't die.
Right.
But the fact was, it just from the opening minute, I just knew the game was just about nothing but collecting resources, and
Right.
that was a big killer for me.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, the opening, I got put on this planet. There's zero direction in the game. As far as I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. I got to the ship, it was broken, so I was like, okay, must have to fix the ship.
Well, you had the little pop-ups on the bottom right that gave you kind of objectives for what was
About collecting things.
basic
Click
goal
something
for
to do
next,
something else.
which was
right?
like collect such and such to build the such and such for your spaceship, so you can get your spaceship working.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that came up, one of the items that I had to get it popped up with a little icon way off in the distance saying I have to go over there and collect this thing. It was a 7.5 minute walk.
Yeah.
In a toxic environment where my health and my shields were going down, just so I could get this resource and walk 7.5 minutes back. This is real time. This is real time travel where nothing's happening. Nothing else is going on. You haven't unlocked anything to start scanning. You haven't. You've got nothing but something like a mining gun to break rocks up.
Yeah.
And so it's 15 minutes total of just going somewhere. And I thought I was missing something. I was like, maybe I can just take my spaceship over to it. I just can't go out of orbit. So I'm trying to get into the spaceship, have a bit of a play around, nothing's going on. I probably wasted 10 minutes just to realize that this 15-minute walking back is going to have to happen.
I had the exact same experience, and to be honest, I wouldn't have got off the planet if I hadn't have been trying to figure out more about the game.
Right.
If I had bought that game, I knew because I knew we were going to have this chat about it, so I put more effort into it. I would have never got off that starting planet if I hadn't have thought that. I got there, didn't really know what the point of what I was doing was. Yeah. You're right, I got something that was 10 minutes away, a walk. I couldn't find the run button because the buttons are mapped terribly.
Yeah.
And I would have never made it back. I have a friend that got the game as well.
Right.
Never made it into space. And he's never going to play the game again. He is quite funny. His whole review of the game was, it's like one of those free games you get on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, that's exactly
and then you start it and you realize, oh, this is why it's free. And,
honestly, it reminded me a little bit of what they showed off for the new Zelda game at E3, where they took out a whole bunch of stuff So to not show off the interesting
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
that's what I kind of felt. I'm like, oh, something's going to happen. I'm going to go to a planet and there's going to be like a city or something exciting is about to happen when I go off. And I just landed on another planet, nothing but the same stuff. All right, go off into a different planet, the same stuff again. And it got to the point where I managed to travel to a different system.
Yeah.
And everyone always talks about, oh, there's no loading times and all this kind of stuff. There's loading times. When you travel from system to system, it's a loading screen. It's like 30-second loading screen, but it's just you in a spaceship with colors going past.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, okay, all right, that's going to end soon, I guess. And it just went on for like 30 seconds. It's like, and then when I got into the new system, landed on a new planet, it was just the same. Just more of exactly the same. Just
mining.
Just collecting resources.
To go further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've heard a lot of people say, that the whole point of the game is it's all about making the game yourself. Finding the game within it instead of them giving you the rules. And there's no shooting because all games don't have to have shooting. And there's no story. You kind of make your own like Minecraft. And it's like, well, yeah, but with Minecraft, you can build stuff. You can keep yourself preoccupied. With this, I just didn't know how to keep myself preoccupied.
Yeah, I feel like there are positives to take away from the game. The space flight and that sort of thing, planet to planet, I thought was alright. It was fun. It was enjoyable. There's just nothing to keep you actually progressing through the game, though. And I feel like it's going to be amazing for modders to get a hold of that game and actually create their own games within that universe. That's what I would be excited about.
I don't know if it'll support that kind of modding.
It needs to.
It does need to.
Because there's the base there. There's the base of a really good game or games.
Yeah, right.
There's enough there that someone could actually. It feels like it's it's a tech demo almost, and it's like now someone needs to build a game around it.
But it's a tech demo priced at like full AAA cost.
Yeah, because it was marketed at full AAA cost, and it sold extremely well.
Yeah, what is it? I think they said 80% of gamers have dropped off from playing it now.
I think it's 90 on PC.
Yeah.
But like, it was the #1 selling new franchise on the PlayStation 4. Like, it's made a lot of money.
But it only sold that because of the hype.
Yeah, so
that's
hype
alone.
What does that tell us?
Because every single time that new footage was shown off, or any time that they were at an E3, and I think there've been like 3 E3s now.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it looks beautiful, it looks great, just can't wait for them to start showing off the gameplay.
Yeah.
And what no one realizes they have
that's the whole thing.
That's the whole game. And they've just kept that a secret, that there is nothing more to it than that. I
mean, the game kind of gives me hope a little bit for what that kind of game could have been.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent idea that needed a game to be built in it.
Yeah. I think the biggest failing for me is like, even take away the fact that it doesn't have like your traditional gameplay. You don't have aliens you got to shoot and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I found just traversing the universe should be an exciting thing, and it was so boring.
I actually thought that was one of the better parts.
In comparison, right, like in something like Just Cause 3, where you've just got like this massive kind of, instead of planets, you've just got different little islands that you can travel across and through. If you took out all of the driving, you took out all the gunplay and all that kind of stuff, exploring Just Cause 3's islands is more exciting, just in the means that you can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. They needed some direction. They left the procedural generator thing to take too much of the work. They could have, taken some effort and put some stuff into that. And I think that would have been really cool.
It just kind of, I just get reminded of Spore, the hype and the excitement of Spore and how big that was meant to be.
Yeah.
And people did the same thing after a week. Everyone had pretty much stopped playing it because it wasn't what was originally.
Well, there's just nothing to care about. No. That's the main thing. You don't have a character to care about. You don't have a story to care about. I actually thought kind of discovering the animals and that sort of shit would be like more to care about, but it wasn't really. It's just taking a photo of random shit as it goes past.
And the reason I found there was nothing exciting about that was because they're procedural.
Yeah.
There's no, and every planet seems to have something like that. It looks the same. All the creatures kind of have a library of parts that they're all created out of. So there's nothing special about finding something new because everything's going to be new. You already know everything is going to be new, and so I just
and you're not discovering anything that the developers actually wanted you to find.
Exactly. There's
You're finding math.
Yeah.
I guess to sum up, it's missed the mark due to its lack of being a game. I think. I don't think we've heard the end of it. I think that it will stick around, and especially in the modding community, I think they'll crack it and they'll start to create some really cool games within it.
I think that's done.
No, I don't. I reckon we'll be sitting here in a year's time and there'll be a culture around it. I think it's going to form a really strong niche, and they're going to make the most of that engine.
I'd love to sit down with someone who's maybe we can sort something out. Like find someone who's loving this game, and find out what it is they love about it, and actually pick their brain about what it is that makes it so good. Why would they choose this over a different game that's currently out? You know, why would they make that the go-to game for the night? I'd be really interested in hearing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's someone out there watching that loves the game, and they can tell us. Hit us up on Twitter at Hot Chips, Gaming on Twitter, or leave a message here in the comments. We're going to be, I guess, reading out some questions over the coming weeks. That's something I'd like to start doing. So flick them in, and we'll talk about them.
Cool.
See you.